to buy or rent right now. You might be a little surprised at what I have to tell you, so stay tuned on the other side. Hey, what's up, everybody? Rob Hau ROCKSTAR Realtor. That makes me the realtor, and my clients, you, are rock stars. And I want to thank you for watching again. If you would, please subscribe to my channel. There's a whole bunch more and a lot of changes coming in the market always. And I'm right on top of letting everybody know every week what I'm seeing. So hang out with me, would you? All you have to do is hit that little subscribe button. Today, I wanted to quickly talk about whether you should buy or rent in this market right now. As a lot of people know, the market has changed quite a bit. We went from historic, crazy, frenzy to buy homes to now it is basically a very sleepy market, and people are not nearly as active to buy because of mostly the interest rate changes and also because the historic high prices. We hit a precipice. We hit historic high prices, and of course, the interest rates going up in a very quick manner. It's not that they're so high, and I'm going to tell you a few reasons why. It's that they are high along with high prices, and that they rapidly changed. They moved up in a very, very quick manner that hasn't happened in a long time. When you think about it, I know there's a lot of people going, they're worried about what's happening in the market, so they don't necessarily want to dive in and purchase right now because they feel like,
well, these prices are high and interest rates are high.
But the thing is, what's happening with sales is that these sellers are going to have to come, soften up a little bit, right? So we're no longer are you going to have to pay overprice for, over list in a lot of cases for your property. So these are good things. Maybe a seller's going to be willing to offer you more in closing costs, which will help you do what I keep saying, buy down your rate. So I do think that when you look at it, there is an opportunity to still buy that makes sense. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm not just going to tell you, yeah, you should buy and not back it up. Really, this is a matter of making sense to you. So, hey, if you're renting right now, well, here's what you're up against. The west side of Las Vegas. I just wanted to narrow it down to an area. The lowest price one-bedroom condo that you can rent was about $1,000. $1,000 a month for a one-bedroom condo, and I'm going to tell you, it's in a little bit of the high crime area on the west side. So maybe not the greatest option that you would want, okay? And then even for a two-bedroom, the average on the two-bedroom was about $1,400, two-bedroom, two-bath. It was, sometimes you could find them $1,350, but most of them average around $1,400. And by the way, the average on the one-bedroom was more like $1,100 or $1,200 as well, and that really was dependent on the area. So that's just for condos, okay? You want to get into a nice house, you want to be in a house in a nice area, you're looking at like $3,500 in some cases a month, especially if you want to be anywhere near Summerlin. Just keep that $3,500 in mind. What are you renting out? Probably around a $500,000 or $600,000 home. What would it cost you to buy that $500,000 home? Let's just say $500,000. Well, 20% down. That's the best option that you're going to be at, and around a 5.5 mortgage. Hopefully you get the rate bought down, but let's just say you don't get the rate bought down a little bit, and that means that interest rate, you can buy it down to maybe a 4.5 or even a 4. You might be able to do that. So at 5.5% with 20% down on a $500,000 house, you're looking around a little over $2,400 a month right now. Okay, so that's in some cases going to be $1,000 difference in what you'd spend on rent for that property. So that's a big, big difference. And so this tells me that this is still a good time as a buyer to buy. Now, if you can buy down the rate, you can get an even better. Now, if you want to use an FHA, a Federal Housing Administration loan, then that's a 3.5% down. So you're going to have, like, on a $500,000 property, you're going to have about 17.5 that you're going to have down payment. And then you'll have some closing costs paid, but maybe you'll get those paid by the seller, like I keep saying you can do right now. And this is happening right now while this market is sleepy. I don't know that it's going to remain this sleepy. I think people are going to start waking up to that it's actually not the worst time to buy, and it's going to get more active, and sellers might be less apt to give you what they are right now, which maybe would be a little off their list price, and maybe they'd give you closing costs and help you with the, buying down that rate in that manner. With an FHA loan, you're looking at just under $3,000 for your about $2,900, $29 and change for your monthly payments. Okay, that, by the way, I am including some taxes and insurance on that. Now, the FHA would probably go up a little bit. Actually, I should say it will go up a little bit because you have private mortgage insurance. And that's why I start with that 20% down, because if you can do that, that's your best bet. 20% down will remove private mortgage insurance. Okay, so you could probably add about $150 for private mortgage insurance. So it'd be a little over $3,000 a month. Still, you own your home, you're not renting it, and it's a nice home in a nice area. And that is preferable. I realize that some of these numbers are high to people, and this has been the big change. Now, if you want to wait and wait it out and rent out, you're looking at being maybe get a subpar rental for a while, maybe something that doesn't break the bank, maybe not the greatest area, but you're just going to hang out in there for a year or so. But what's going to happen in the future?
Nobody knows.
Nobody really knows. Now, I do think the prices are going to continue to soften, and it is going to take a while for that to, go where it goes. Where do we sort of settle down at? But the thing that's also going to happen is going to be interest rates going up. So if you're in a position that you need to buy, that it is better for you to buy, and you've heard what I'm saying, you know that your rent's going to cost you a lot to be in a certain area, do the calculations. How much that rent is going to cost you for the next year. It just goes out the window. You don't get to keep that money. And it just goes poof, And now at the end of that year, maybe the landlord wants to raise the rent on you. That is going to happen a lot, because as people can't buy, because as these interest rates potentially rise even higher, rental prices are going to go up even more. This is the sad part about what I'm seeing with this interest rate hike, is that rental prices are not getting any better. So if you want to stay in the rental game, know what's happening in the future. What a lot of people are hoping for is a big crash, that we're going to give back a whole bunch of the gains that we gained in the last couple of years. Now, I wouldn't be surprised to see that. I think we've already, median home price came down from $482 to now being $480. That's the first month we've gone the other way in 2 years, okay? Been 2 years since we've gone that way, and I do think that's going to be a trend. But how much? And do the calculation on how much that interest rate costs you if it goes up. I don't know that I trust anybody that tells me,
Oh, yeah, well, they're just going to lower it, next year.
I don't believe it. I don't think that's going to be the case. And unless we see what the intention of what they're doing with the interest rate rising when it comes to the Federal Reserve and why they're doing what they're doing, unless we see that has quelled inflation dramatically, I don't think we see that rate go down for a while. We could be looking at a little while of this. So look at what the price would have to be on a home in order for you to break where the price goes down enough and the interest rate, wherever it's at, makes sense, okay? That is a big number. It's a bigger number than you think. It might be something like $100,000 off a $500,000 property right now. I don't know that that's going to happen. I don't actually think it's going to happen. Now, we might tail off some, but this is why I'm saying right now, when you look at it, I'm not trying to oversell you on it. I don't want to do that. I am actually pretty solid on this. I just really believe what I'm seeing is still a good time. If you need to buy, if you don't want to have to rent, if you can do it, get it done, folks. Get it done in a hurry, because I think that only in the future the interest rates rise, and then wherever they rise to, they're going to stay there for a little while. So unless you want to rent for at least 2 years, I'm thinking at least 2 years at this point, I'd still buy, folks. I would still make that purchase. So anyway, I hope that you've enjoyed me saying over and over again, you should probably still buy your property instead of rent it. If you want more where that came from, you got to subscribe to my channel. I appreciate it. Thank you for watching. If you're looking for a realtor, well, now you know how, and I'm here when you need me. I don't care how you get a hold of me. Number right down below. Throw a rock through my window. I don't care. Put a note on that rock, though, if you do throw it through my window. Make sure I know you're ready to use me as your realtor. All right, folks. Everybody have a great day, and I'll see you on my next video. And I'm kind of lost around the neighborhood here, so I got to get back on track. See y'all.